This is the pretest that every IT at the center completed, and it has the information that we would want them to know when implementing this program with Danny. Since Megan's answers are not perfect, we've asked her to come in for a training session. Hi Megan, thanks for coming. I'm so glad you could come in. We've been really enjoying having you on our team. How are you feeling?
Pretty good. I'm really excited to work with Danny.
Oh, good. So today we're going to cover the purpose of this training and the program, the signs that we need to know for the program, our checklist of everything that we want to see while you're implementing. I'm going to model with Danny, and then you're going to do it with Danny, and then we'll talk about how that went, and we'll schedule a follow-up. So I know you've seen Danny around the center a little bit.
Yeah.
And we're starting a Manding program with him, so we want to make sure everyone's implementing it the exact same. So it's going to be his first form of communication, and we want to make sure that we have consistency across all of our ITs, right? So that's why we're doing this training today.
Okay.
So the first thing that we need to know is the 4 signs that he'll be learning.
Okay.
So we've chosen 4 of his most preferred items to start with. So candy is the first sign, and it goes like this.
Okay.
Yeah. And then a drink, just like a cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then an iPad, he's just going to do the letter I
Okay.
away from his body. So towards his body will eventually be a personal pronoun, so we're going to start with him away from his body.
Okay.
And then cars, one of his favorite toys. It's like you're driving a car.
Okay.
Okay? So what we're going to want to do for this program is get him interested in these items. And so anytime you're with him and you're able to do it, you're going to collect the items. So I have them here just so we can practice a little bit. And we're going to collect them all, and you're going to want to play with each item and get him really interested and make sure you have his attention and that he wants it. So Manding's going to be more effective if he really wants the item that we're standing for. Let's do a full physical prompt for every sign. He doesn't know them yet, so we're going to need to physically prompt everyone.
Okay.
And then as soon as he does it, reinforce with the item. Immediately he gets it, and give social praise as well. Okay, so this is our checklist of everything that we want to see happen in each time that you run through a mand with Danny.
Okay.
So when you're starting to mand, you want to collect the item that he wants or might want. You're going to then interact and play with one item. And then if Danny does not attend to the item, call him over, get his attention. We want to ensure that Danny wants the item.
Okay.
So he needs to be looking at it, attending to it, interested in it. Then use a full physical prompt to have him sign the mand.
Okay.
Say the word while he is signing. And then reinforce immediately with the item and give descriptive praise. This list isn't just for training. We'll be using it during sessions as well to monitor treatment integrity and ensure that everyone is completing all the steps when running the program. And then you're going to take the data on this sheet here. And so on each time, you're going to note the time of the mand, what the mand was, the prompt, and check off that you did both forms of reinforcement. Okay. Do you have any questions?
I do have one quick question for you, though. So what do we do if he has a challenging behavior while we're trying to prompt?
That's a great question. It's a real possibility that Danny might have a problem behavior while we are prompting him to mand for something. So what we want to do is accept the closest approximation that we can get him to do and reinforce immediately. We want him to learn the contingency of manding and receiving the item that he wants. So we're going to need to push through those problem behaviors and still prompt and just accept the closest approximation. If he can get his hands up for a car, or his hand near his face for candy, or his hand in a relative shape of a cup for a drink, we need to accept those things so that he learns quickly that by doing the signs, he gets the items that he's wanting.
Okay, that sounds good.
Since we've completed all of the instructions, I'm going to have you redo your tests that you did before coming in. And it looks like you did a lot better this time. Great job, Megan. So I'm going to go get Danny, and we'll run through how to do it. All right. So here's Danny.
Hi, Danny.
Game. So cool.
Why you're not good at it.
Danny, do you like the game?
How do you feel when, or like how you said that?
iPad! There you go. Nice asking for the iPad. Let's play the game. All right, Megan, it's your turn. You can try getting Danny to me.
Okay. Ooh, this looks fun.
Something positive.
Hi.
That's what I was.
All right, so now that Danny's out at recess, let's go over how we did with that manding.
Okay.
Okay, so you ended up hitting 4 out of 9 of the targets. So we wanted you to collect all the items, which you had in front of you. That was great. We wanted you to interact with it, which you did say, ooh, the iPad, and that was great.
Yes.
We wanted to wait until Danny was attending.
Okay.
So Danny wasn't interested in the item before you got her to play with it. And then you did use the full physical, which is great because that's what she needs right now.
Yeah.
And then when you were saying the word, you said I instead of iPad. So we just want to make sure that we say the full word so that eventually Danny associates the sign with the word with the item. Right?
Okay.
We want to get them all together to develop the language.
Yes.
You did great handing it to Danny immediately, which is awesome. We need that tangible reinforcement right away. And we want our descriptive social praise to be a little bit more specific.
Okay.
So nice asking for the iPad, or yes, that is the iPad.
Okay.
And then don't forget to take your data. Okay, great job. Let's try it again.
Okay. Ooh, look at this iPad. It looks so much fun.
That's the showcase agency report evaluation.
iPad. There you go. Great asking for iPad.
How dare you?
You're welcome.
There you go.
Megan, that was awesome. It's so much better that time than the first time. So if we look at your checklist, you had all of the points. You had all of your items, you got Danny attending, and then you were able to give her the item that she wanted. Next time, let's just make sure that your fill physical is right away.
Okay.
But you hit every other step, and I loved your descriptive praise and how quickly you took the data too. That really helps us understand the program. So do you think that this is a program that you'll be able to implement during your sessions with Danny?
I think so. It seems like these are items that will easily interest him.
Megan, that was a really great training. Thank you so much for coming. So I'm going to send you home just with the checklist that we use so that you can remember all the steps and you can use it when you're working with Danny in the future.
Okay.
As well as a Manding tracking sheet. So you can put that into your session notes. And let's schedule an observation session and a follow-up meeting for next week. Great. Please. A week later, I observed a session of Megan's with Danny and had her recomplete the tests that she had done previously, and we can see that she maintained the skills that she learned during training.